Hello, today I'm going to speak about differences in Istanbul and Ankara. Ankara and I, wa- I just lived in Ankara for 3 years, and in these 3 years I saw a lot of differences in these two cities. First differences is transportation. It's about transportation. In Ankara, it is very hard to go someplace because metro lines are very rarely. It's only in central places. Let me explain you. I was living in Atakule. It is Atakule is sign of the city, but you can't come to Atakule with metro. There is no any metro lines for Atakule. That's very bad because it's sign of the city, but there is no any metro. That's bad. And if you can't use the metro for come to your house, you have to use buses, and buses are very slow. And if you stuck on traffic, it is very it is very bad for a student. Your day is ruined. And Ankara is big. Ankara is not big for me because in Istanbul, if you meet with your friends, you can solve your other friends. But in Ankara, let me explain you with an example. I'm calling my friend Ahmet and I'm saying, Ahmet, let's meet tomorrow in Tunalı. And he say, okay. And after we are meeting in Tunalı, we just want to meet together, two guy. We are going to Tunalı and we saw all of our friends. Ayşe, Fatma, Murat, everybody is in Tunalı. Ankara is a big city, but not big enough because young humans are hanging in same place. That's bad. There is no lots of place for young like us. That's very bad for us. Us. Other. There's a one more thing. People's are thinks like it is a huge problem, but I think it's not. It is about sea. Ankara has no sea, but I think it's not a big problem because I never say, "Oh, there is no sea. What should I do this weekend?" I never say that because I think sea is not important thing for city. And when I come to Istanbul back, I never say, "Let's go to seaside." I never say that. I just saw, and I never say, "Oh, there is a sea here." I don't know. I think sea is not important thing for a city. But it's nice to see. Actually, yeah, that's true. And weather is, I think weather is very cold in Ankara because especially mornings. In mornings, it is very hard to go to school because it's very cold, unbelievably cold. Um, that's all. That's all my speak. Thanks for listening.
Musical instruments similar to modern guitar have been used throughout much of history and by many different cultures and many different peoples. Instruments like the guitar may have been played as far back as 3000 years ago. The English word guitar comes from the Spanish word guitarra. Before that, its like was from the Latin word chitarra. The oldest surviving guitar-like instrument comes from ancient Egypt. It was used by a singer to the Egyptian queen Hatshepsut named Hormuz. You can see this guitar today in Cairo, Egypt at the Archaeological Museum. The lute came from the Europe between the 6th and 9th century in many forms. It was brought to Byzantine Empire as the barbat. Later it showed up in Spain from the Moors, who brought the oud. This instrument became the lute, which was a popular instrument in European Middle Ages. One of the predecessors to modern-day classic guitar was the Baroque guitar. It was played during the European Renaissance in the 1600s. The Baroque guitar had 9 or 10 strings with 2 strings generally tuned the same chords or note. A lower E string was added later as the from moved toward the modern guitar. In the 1800s, Antonio Torres started building guitar in a similar fashion to the modern classic guitar and acoustic guitars. Most of today's guitar are derivatives or alteration of guitars that Antonio Torres designed and built. Finally, these are still the most popular styles and modern made today. Thank you for listening this brief interaction about classic guitar, and have a great day.